How's everybody doing? Love to hear it. Thanks for coming out. My name is Lydia James, and I am the owner and founder of Passion Project Art Collective.
Hi guys, my name is Madison Pope, which some of you might not even know that who know me, but you can call me Bella, Bella B. Look at Jeremiah. And I am the new operations manager at Passion Project. I also sell art at Passion Project. My business name is belladonnabookcoven. The main thing I sell is blind date books, which if you've ever been on a blind date, it's just like that, but with a book. And yeah, I sell stickers, prints, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then hello everyone. My name is Carter Collins. I am the videographer for Passion Project, and I also sell stuff there too. That's also important. I have been selling with Passion Project for like about a year now. I do like character art. I'm primarily an animator, show director, stuff like that. And yeah, excited to be here.
I'm clapping for my team. I love that. Yes. That's right. Okay, so I'd like to start by thanking somebody and people before I start this entire thing. So I'd like to start by thanking my family for raising me in a creative, supportive, open-minded environment. My dad taught me the importance of not only being a hard worker, but the importance of working hard with purpose and passion. He also taught me that if there's something in the world that needs to be done, just do it. My dad is the most kind, hardworking, loving, caring person I have ever met, and I'd like to take a moment to thank you, Dad, for all the things you've done for Trent, myself, and everybody that's been lucky enough to meet you. Ultimately, I want to thank you for being the best role model and the best friend a daughter could ever ask for. My dad has truly been the one person to inspire me to pursue all of my dreams in life and is the reason I'm doing what makes me happy today. And that's my dad right there. I love you, Dad. My mom taught me how important it is to look at the world and humanity with an open mind, that we're all equal, and that creativity is how we express ourselves and how beautiful all of that is. Both of my parents gave me the confidence to live my life as myself, from the journey of coming out at a young age to dyeing my hair every color of the rainbow, to starting a business at 27 years old without telling my parents for 2 weeks. I've been lucky enough to be loved and supported by you guys every step of the way. I was born and raised in a conservative small town outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and moved to Richmond when I was 23 with my dad. Where I grew up, everybody was the same. And if you were different in any sense, you were excluded. And I knew from a very young age that I was different than what I thought society wanted and needed me to be. My parents allowed me to dye my hair, get piercings, dress in whatever I felt most comfortable in, and openly share my sexuality, which was not something that happened where I grew up. Thankfully, they continued to instill a confidence in me that as long as I had good grades, act with good intentions, and don't break the law, I could be whoever I want to be. Thanks, Dad. Although I grew up in a house where I was surrounded with love, those who were in my school and town didn't treat me as kindly as my parents did. I spent most of my teenage years feeling lonely, excluded, and like I didn't have. And although I had a home where I belonged with my dad, I felt like I couldn't find where I fit in this world. I realized pretty early on into my teenage years what I needed to do. And I needed a space that I was able to express myself freely and where I was able to create connections with my community. Instead of letting other people's opinions on me diminish who I am, it planted a seed in me that one day I wanted to create the space I needed back then. A space where people could come as they are, feel safe and seen, and be safe to create with each other. I wanted to create a third place in a community where we can all grow together, and that's what's inspired Passion Project. A third space is a public place where people can go together and socialize that is not the first place, which is normally your home, or the second place that's work. So third places are extremely crucial for community, social interaction, and personal well-being. Third spaces serve as a neutral ground to try and offer a welcoming space where you feel a sense of worth and coziness, kind of like your own home, where anybody can go to relax, create, and socialize for free with no expectations or specific goals in mind. I want everyone to take a moment to think, aside from your home and your workplace, where is your favorite space to go when you are craving connection within your community, where you feel the most safe, comfortable, relaxed, and like yourself? And what does that space mean to you? And ultimately, how lucky are we, myself, you, all of us, to have a space or spaces that we can go and feel like ourselves? So when I moved here to Richmond at 23 with my dad to begin a new chapter in my life, I had never been here before and absolutely no idea what was going to happen or what I was getting myself into. But I just knew that I needed a change in life. I quickly came to realize that Richmond has a community unlike any other I've ever seen, and I fell in love with what we do together. I spent the next 4 years of my life working 3 jobs and saving every penny possible. And I'd like to thank my dad and my bonus mom, Mary, for letting me live at their house for 4 years to save all my money, in the hopes that one day I would be able to make my dreams of opening a safe space come true. And in April of 2024, at 27 years old, I'm very proud to say that I began my journey of chasing my dreams and opening a third space in a community that I love. Thank you. But the question for me is what should this third space be? I knew I wanted to create a space where our community could come together and create and connect freely and for free. But what about our community truly inspires me? It's the way that you all not only care for each other, but the way you support each other without competition and encourage one another to be your true authentic selves. So as I continued to explore Richmond, I was amazed by the art community here. Although my passion growing up was and always will be sports, I was raised to appreciate every art form in every way and all types of self-expression. And with us having the most beautiful art community I'd ever seen, that's why I decided I wanted to honor everybody here by turning Passion Project into an art collective. I want you to feel welcome. We all want you to feel welcome. And that's the thing, is it's not just myself that is wanting to create this space. It's everybody, not just the artists within Passion Project, but the entire community that comes into Passion Project cares for one another. They see and feel the same things. And when we talk about safe spaces, I always say that my goal is to provide one, because it's not up to me to say what a safe space is. I can't tell each one of you, yes, you feel safe here. But ultimately, when I hear people talk about how Passion Project makes them feel, I'm realizing it is a place where they do feel welcome and at home, and they see variety and they're able to appreciate other people. So it makes me really happy to hear all of you kind of agreeing on the same things. So, sorry, not wearing my glasses. So let's talk about a little bit about what Passion Project is. So Passion Project Art Collective is located at 121 East Main Street. And if y'all know where the community library is, it's right down the street from here and right behind where the main entrance is. So we're just right around here, and we're planning on moving, but we won't move far from the VCU campus area. So our art collective is the home of over 25 local Richmond artists who have the creative freedom and ability to display and sell their artwork in whichever way best suits them and their personalities. My goal is to help give artists the bridge and the platform that they need to get where they want to go, and to have the ability to show all of those who visit us how talented and special each and every one of you really are. Passion Project has also been nicknamed Richmond's third space, leaving our home open to you to come in at any time for no cost to create and connect with your community. So some of the things we offer at Passion Project is, my biggest goal is to allow opportunity for all creators the ability to sell their items within a brick and mortar with flexible pricing to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to continue and expand their art journey. We also host between 10 and 20 different events a month within our store of all different categories. Some of our things are drag shows, candy craft days, trinket trades.
I play Deltarune with a whole bunch of people, and we're also doing a Smiling Friends watch party within the next 2 months.
Yeah, so
Very unserious here.
We do a lot of stuff, okay? Because we want to make sure that we have a variety of events in the store so that everybody has something that they're going to be interested in. But we also encourage you all to come to different events and things that you may have never tried before, because that's how we continue to expand our community and creativity along with that connection. With these events, some of them may require cost for materials, but if you're unable to cover the cost of any event, I will cover the cost of any event for you to make sure that anybody is able to participate in anything that we host. You also can join us anytime we're open and head upstairs to our Feel Free to Create area, where we have free art supplies for you to use at any time in the store. Although Passion Project is a store, ultimately we are a space for our community to come together, unwind, create, and connect before anything else. We also try to keep our store stocked with free food, drinks, hygiene products, toiletry items, so that are available to anyone anytime that we are open. We also have a clothing rack and a pantry out front of Passion Project, where our community is able to bring items they no longer need or are using, and they're able to donate them to the community. I'm very proud to say that we work alongside RVA Community Fridges, where we host one of their fridges in front of Passion Project. These fridges are an extremely crucial part of our community, as these fridges provide free food to everybody. With this opportunity that I have to speak with all of you, I'd like to encourage each of you to donate to your closest RVA community fridge if possible, because every meal, every snack, and every drink counts. If you're unable to donate food, RVA community fridges host weekly volunteer community cook days, or you could simply help by going to a local fridge and cleaning it up for them, because also everybody deserves a clean space to have their food. I also feel lucky to have worked alongside people like Butch Femme RVA and the King Collective, hosting drag shows within inside of Passion Project to allow new performers to come in and express themselves without any sort of competition. We've also been doing some pretty awesome stuff, and I'd love to give a shout out to LJ, who is back there crocheting right now. Not crochet. I'm just watching it. So LJ is a huge part of the community service that we do inside of Passion Project. And as I announce these things, a lot of that goes back to LJ and the hard work that she's put into making these things happen. So some of the things we've done is we've cleaned up trash within our city. I recently got to see LJ and her friends come together to create beanies for Caps for Cancer. LJ has also put together school supplies drives and is starting a wishing tree that we're going to be doing this month. I'm really, really proud of you. And LJ is an extremely crucial part of this community and everything that we do. I love you, and we're super lucky to have you part of our family. And the one thing that we are looking forward to is trying to continue to expand and grow connections within our community. So during most events, we do try to raise funds for people within our community or different organizations. So if anybody has any organizations that they think they would like for us to get involved with, please let me know, because I'd love to expand who we work with as of now. So if you were to look up the definition of community, it would say that a community is a group of people who share a common bond, such as a shared location, interest, background, purpose, or often have a sense of social connection or shared identity. But when I think of community and what it means to me, I think the most beautiful part about humanity is how different we all are and how we're able to, but the ability that it gives us to build a connection through us being open. If we allow ourselves to be open and vulnerable with one another without any sort of judgment, that's where community truly stems. The uniqueness and knowledge we all bring into each other's lives is what allows us to expand our communities outside of simply connecting just through similar interests. Community isn't just about everyone liking the same things. It's about sharing the same values. It's about caring for one another in the same way, showing up for each other, and believing that we're stronger together. A community is a group of people who are able to make each other feel seen, heard, safe, and understood, and feel safe with one another. And I want you to remember that community can be built anywhere at any time with anyone. And I want all of you to take a moment and think of a time where somebody has given you a sense of belonging, a moment where somebody has truly made you felt seen. And that is when your community is in action. When I started my journey with Passion Project, I didn't know anyone who was involved in our art community. I was so nervous to put myself out there, and am surprisingly extremely shy and awkward, if you haven't noticed. And after coming from a small town where I always felt like I was an outcast, I didn't know what to expect. But as you can see, it turned out to be more than anything I could have ever dreamt of. I started Passion Project by going around to different art markets and any cool local art event I could find. And I would try to make in-person connections. And I was overwhelmed with the love and support I have been shown from the very beginning. Most of the artists inside of Passion Project have been with me for a majority of the time that our space has been open. And these artists, who have become my best friends, have given me the strength to not only open Passion Project, but to be able to turn it into what it is today. Along with the artists inside of our store, I've been given so much love by our entire community. Our community is my passion with this project. And without all of you, there would be no Passion Project. You all have not only surrounded me, but the artists inside of Passion Project and each other with unconditional love and support. And that is what community is truly about. Every single one of us has a different story, but together we're able to create the most beautiful story of them all. Community saves people, and it's not through grand gestures, but by showing up for each other with consistency, care, and by realizing that we truly are better together. And we'll see how creativity and community and all of these things connect with one another. So I grew up in a family of artists, and creativity has always been a part of my life. My parents taught me that art isn't just about making something beautiful, it's about expressing something true. It's about translating your emotion into form, and art is anything that you do to express yourself. So the question is, how does creativity form a community? So inside of Passion Project, I get to see it every day. Creativity brings people together who may have never met otherwise. I get to watch the beauty of the artists inside of Passion Project, learning each other's artistic talents and collaborating on different events. I get to experience the joy alongside artists as they sell their first pieces of art. I'm lucky enough to watch our community come together and create new things and try new things together. I get to watch groups of people who have never met before just stopping by to check the store out, leading to them sitting in the middle of the floor together, painting, creating, laughing, just chatting with each other. I think of the countless times I've heard, this piece reminds me of so and so. And I get to see the artists that are my friends and the community have created, spreading joy to somebody else's community. And suddenly, if you look around, there's this giant web of connection. Creativity gives people permission to be vulnerable, and that's where connection begins and community deepens. This is where I'm very proud to introduce you all again to Carter Collins to speak on what creativity and the Richmond community has been able to help them not only accomplish, but feel.
Hello, everyone. Before I get started, I just want to say thanks again for Lyd for having me,
Love you.
and also Rice for having me. It's been very good and weird and fun experience so far, past couple hours, and I've been loving every second of it. I want to introduce myself again. My name is Carter Collins, also known as I am Meepkid. I am a non-binary person of many hats. Just to name a few, I am majoring in kinetic imaging here at VCU. I am an animation director. I have 2 indie animated series being produced right now. I am a 2-time internationally ranked animator editor for the 24-hour animation contest for students. I'm a gallery artist, independent contractor, and videographer with Passion Project, along with so many things. It's a lot to keep track of. It's a lot of things. Some would say it's too many. I would say it's not nearly enough yet. Because if you're anything like me, you're a really big Sonic fan and you also really like cartoons for a while. Hi, Jeremiah. But also, you're a dreamer. You have really big dreams. You have really big passions and projects and goals you want to get out there. And as someone who is only just now starting to get into the things that they want to do, I just wanted to share a little bit about how I got started and where I'm at and how this community has helped me grow into the person that I really want to become by itemized lists, as I really like to do. So if I had to give a list of advice to any creative who's just starting out, these are about 3 things I'll say. First, I would tell you to be strong. The creative world will try to knock you down every chance you get. Never let it get the chance to knock you down. Second, I would tell you to take care of yourself, take care of your mind. All of your dreams come from you. You may not be too confident in yourself yet, but I promise if you keep practicing being your true, authentic self, your personality will start to shine through everything that you do. And third, and one of the most important things, find your community, find your place. Because 1.5 years ago, I would have told you that my dreams were failing. I tried everything and I gained nothing and I felt like a failure. And then I found this little up and coming art store and I met some of the most incredible and wonderful people. They became some of my greatest friends and they've allowed me to become someone I've always wanted to be, myself. 2 years ago today, I would not have been able to tell you with confidence that I could achieve all of the things that I aspire to achieve. But now I do so many things, more than I would have ever dreamed. And it's all because of this community and the family that I have. And finding that family is possible for anyone. You just have to go out there and look for it. And one more thing, one more final thing. One of the most important things I would say, please go on Disney Plus and watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It's really good. I'd recommend it to anyone. Okay, back to Lyd.
Sorry, give me a second with the Disney Plus thing.
I have more cartoon recommendations if anyone wants them.
So with that, I want you, first of all, thank you, Carter. Carter means so much to me and has really been by my side through a lot of times that have been And Carter is the calm in a storm. Okay. Yes. So I could not be more thankful for them and to be able to watch them grow and to be able to represent them and their artwork. Love you. Great job. So, with all of that being said, I want you all to remember that we are all creatives. Whether we paint, garden, write, or simply just imagine a better way of living, creativity is how we build new worlds. Creativity is a community's heartbeat. It's how we express who we are and who we can become together. So by looking back on everything we've talked about so far, if community is where we belong, the creativity is how we express ourselves, we now know that connection is the thread that holds it all together. We're living in a time where the world feels really divided right now, and where so much of our interaction happens through screens, and finding a space where you can feel safe and express yourself can be really challenging. True connection, the kind that happens face to face and heart to heart, has become something very sacred. Spaces that bring people together, whether it's for a few minutes or for a few hours, whether it's to create art or create connections, aren't just nice to have, they're necessary. They give us a chance to listen, to understand, to express, and to remember our shared humanity. Connection reminds us that we're not alone. It's what gives meaning to both community and creativity and allows us to open doors that we couldn't open alone. I'm sure all of you have heard the saying, it takes a village, and that couldn't be more true. No matter what situation you're in, we're all better together, and the more we work together, the more doors open for all of us.
I've been dreading this all day. So I'm ready.
Okay, Bella is a great person. She's just very shy.
This
Everybody,
guy is sorry. Okay.
clap for her so loud after this.
Please. Yeah.
Wait, ready?
Okay. Yeah.
At this time, I am very honored to have Madison Pope here with me today to speak on how building connections within our community has allowed her to pursue her passions full time.
Thanks, Lynn.
You got this, Bella.
Okay. When I think about community and connection, I immediately think about how much my life has changed because of being part of Passion Project. When I first started selling my art in stores here, I honestly did not know what to expect. I just thought this might be a fun way to share my work, maybe meet a few people who like the same things I do. But what I didn't realize was how much being part of a creative community would impact every area of my life. Through this space, I've met so many kind, talented, and generous people. Artists, makers, small business owners, all just trying to create something meaningful and support each other along the way. It's one thing to make art alone at home, but it's something completely different to have a community that celebrates your wins, encourages your ideas, and reminds you what you're doing actually matters. Those connections have turned into real friendships. They've turned into collaborations. They've even turned into business opportunities I never could have imagined. I apologize if I get a little emotional. Because of the support and energy of this community, I was able to take a huge leap recently. I left my corporate job, and now I get to focus on my art and this business full time. And the best part is that I get to do it alongside one of my best friends, Lydia. I know. That kind of change didn't come from a 5-year plan or some huge investor. It came from people showing up for each other, sharing ideas, and believing in what's possible when we all lift each other up. I think that's the magic of a space like Passion Project. It's not just about selling what you make, it's about being part of something that reminds you you're not alone. You're surrounded by people who get it, who've been there, who are just as excited to see you grow as they are to grow themselves. And because of all that, doors just keep opening. I've met so many amazing people through this community, shop owners, artists, even customers who have become friends, and each connection has led to something new and unexpected. It's really shown me how much bigger our work becomes when we share it with others. So for me, community and connection means everything. They've given me courage, clarity, and purpose. And they've turned what started as a passion project into a real, sustainable, joy-filled life. And I think that's something really special. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm very proud of Bella, and she just started yesterday. So let's give her a round of applause for quitting her corporate job that sucked. Yes. We don't like big corporations. We support small businesses. Oh, I'm looking at the camera right in front of me.
That's like, who are you looking at?
Anyway, so when I think back about why I started Passion Project, it all comes down to this. I wanted to build the kind of community I not only needed when I was younger, but the community I need now and the community I'm going to need for the rest of my life. This isn't just for me, it's for all of us. A community that sees you, supports you, and believes in your full potential. And what I've learned is when you create a space that allows people to express their creativity freely, it creates connections and builds a community. And that doesn't just change lives, it changes our world. So now I would like to split us up and we're going to do a little group activity for the next 10 minutes. And I'm going to have everybody go find a partner that they don't know. First things first, I'd like everybody to take a moment to introduce yourself to your partner and make sure you share your pronouns. Y'all are going to rock, paper, scissors right now. Go. You won. All right. If you won, raise your hand. All right. You get to decide if you want to start or if you want to finish. It's your lucky day. You're welcome. Okay. You guys are going to have 30 seconds. The first person will have 30 seconds to start a drawing. You're going to pass it to your partner. They then have 30 seconds to add to that drawing. You're then going to pass it back to the partner. They're going to have 30 more seconds to add to that. And then that last partner is going to take it back and you're going to finish the drawing. So it's a 2-minute task. And every 30 seconds, I'm going to go switch. And you only got 30 seconds. And that other partner has to build off of what you just drew. It's only on one piece of paper. And we're going to share that second piece for later. Okay.
I got the timer.
All right. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay, that's 30 seconds. Okay, guys, go ahead and switch.
This is it.
This is the last 30 seconds.
Finish it up.
Okay, guys, stop.
Yeah. All right. So we're not only the panelists, we're the judges. So we're gonna need you to hold up your art and we're gonna be over to examine. Everybody hold it up. Show us your masterpieces.
Are we going?
Or going.
We're going to look. Okay.
See how minds can come together, right? And when you put those two groups together and all of a sudden you say, I can't put art in the situation. What else do we have in common? You're forced to talk about it, right? You take that creativity, you get with your community and you build that deeper connection. And within those 3 minutes, you guys are doing what over there? Laughing, joking. You know, Rebecca's almost walking out because of my father. You know, I've been there, done that. Okay. You know, we have people talking about deeper things like anime movies, that the fact that y'all don't just like the outdoors, you like hiking, you like walking around, things like that. So if you look at this activity that we just did is to show you that creativity can start something, which then can lead to community coming together, which ends in connection. And hopefully when y'all leave here, you guys exchange contact info or maybe stay in touch or learn something about one another, and this community can leave outside of here. So with all of that being said, I want to leave you all with this. We all have the power to build community, and we all have the capacity for creativity, and we all crave connection. But the question is, how are you nurturing those things? in your neighborhoods, in your workplaces, in your relationships, in your art, and in your everyday lives. Because when we take care of each other, we create more than art, we create belonging. And to me, that is the most powerful masterpiece of it all. I want to thank all of you so much for coming out here and listening to us today and partaking in our silly, goofy activities, because at Passion Project, we are all silly, goofy guys. And if anybody has any questions regarding what we've talked about, what Passion Project has to offer, or how to get involved, I'm more than happy to answer. With that being said, and before I say thank you, I'd also love if y'all wanted to spend, we have a few minutes left together. And I wanted it to end this way because now I'd like for the group to come together as a whole. And maybe y'all can spend a few minutes talking about all the shared hobbies you have together and the things that you talked about in your groups alone. So I'd really like it for the last like 10 minutes or so, if we could just all get together and get to know one another. So thank you everybody for being here today.
Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.